But can Fia Nakamura-Berta, amidst all of the drama, become European champion? We are about to find out. Will Kuman win at home? Here we go! Good start from Kuman and Deligny. Nakamura-Berta is going to drop to 4th place instantly, but around the outside he's going to try and cut back in from Maximolov, and there's a run wide. Several drivers going wide, but it looks as though they're all on the road. That's Giltaire! Giltaire and Powell have come up to 2nd and 3rd. What an amazing start from those two. Oh, and there's contact further back. 2 or 3 carts going airborne. So several drivers on the back foot. And that looks to me like Rashid Al-Daheri and Eliska Babachkova driving at the back of the field. They're all still going, but there's definitely drama aplenty here, and Rafael Modenese will not go any further. What a shame. So it's Kuman, Giltaire, Powell and Deligny. Here comes Brett Tucker, trying to fight his way through. So too is Maximolov as Powell gets in a 2nd. What if he does it again? Alex Powell charging his way forward. But the big question now is, where is Nakamura-Berta? He's in P6. And that means, oh, that is a retirement from Teresa Babachkova. That is such a shame. She was looking so strong coming into this one. But Teresa Babachkova is out of the race. But Alex Powell is charging his way through to 2nd position. Looking at the points here, if Powell wins this race, Turney's going wide! Turney's going wide! Oh, Joe Turney in dire straits. But if Nakamura-Berta stays where he is and Alex Powell manages to catch and pass Niccolo Kuman, we've been talking about Nakamura-Berta and Turney for the title, but Powell could do it. Here he goes! Alex Powell gets into the lead of Franciacorta. And by my mathematics, if he can come through and lead the race, he's going to be champion. Yes, Alex Powell, if he wins this race, the way things currently stand, Alex Powell is going to snatch the championship away from both men. What a story as Giltaire goes for Kuman and gets the place. Now it's time for Deligny to get back in there and challenge. But suddenly, Nakamura-Berta battling away with Walter. Walter gets through, and it's all falling apart for Nakamura-Berta as well. Both Turney and Nakamura-Berta have their backs to the ropes now, because Alex Powell is in the lead and the whole of Jamaica will be going bananas. Giltaire, 2nd, Kuman, Walter, Deligny, Nakamura-Berta and Keeble battling away with Orlov. Orlov gets through, but past both of them comes Tuukka Tarppanen. All of a sudden, the driver you didn't expect coming into the weekend in both categories is going to be storming. Here comes Walter. He gets past Kuman. So does Deligny. And now Nakamura-Berta is trying to sneak through on the inside. He gets the move. Keeble tries to follow in, a little bit too hungry. So now Nakamura-Berta has got to try and get himself back up the order. If he can get 2nd, then Nakamura-Berta might be able to snatch this championship away from Alex Powell. And there is Duede Decker. The leading wild card is out of this race. That is such a shame. And I'm afraid now that the only wild card left is Eliska Babachkova, who is in 32nd place in front of Joe Turney. As Deligny goes wheel to wheel with David Walter, runs out of road on the outside. Now Nakamura-Berta challenging for Deligny. Deligny says, come on, work with me. But is Nakamura-Berta going to play ball? He has no choice. He has to wait for his moment. So, unbelievably, as we watch Joe Turney going through at the back of the field, Nakamura-Berta gets his man for a move there on Enzo Deligny. But Alex Powell in the lead could snatch the European Championship away from both Joe Turney and Nakamura-Berta. This all comes down to the Japanese driver that you're watching on your screen, Fia Nakamura-Berta, trying to fight his way back as Tarppanen gets past Keeble. But Alex Powell is in championship winning position as he leads the final. Fia Nakamura-Berta running in 4th place. Is Alex Powell going to cause the biggest upset in history? A few weeks ago, he was the first Caribbean, the first Jamaican ever to stand on the top step of an FIA karting podium. Today, in about 19 laps time, he could be the first Jamaican, the first Caribbean ever to win an FIA karting championship. Come on, Alex, give it your best shot. Fia Nakamura-Berta in 4th place. Let's see what he can do. It's not over, Kian. Keep going. And Joe Turney is currently looking at being 2nd in the championship, despite being all the way down in 20-something position. As there goes Orlov on the inside of Keeble. He's got pressure from Oscar Pedersen. Pedersen can't get through. So Giltaire now has a bit of pressure from Walter. But Walter doesn't get by, and Walter has a warning flag, in fact. So the Danish driver's got to be careful. Nakamura-Berta swarming around all over him. Surely he's going to make the move for third. Walter defends. Nakamura-Berta can't get by. This is frustrating as ever for Fia Nakamura-Berta. If he could just get the move, here he goes, diving, and they're going to the latch as Deligny gets past both of them. Nakamura-Berta's insistence to get past Walter trips himself up. So now Deligny's in third from Nakamura-Berta in fourth. Walter is fifth. Kuman is now behind Tarpanen. Tarpanen's managed to get through into P6. Two amazing fights for the championship playing out in the same day. And Fia Nakamura-Berta will be driving out of his skin for the rest of this race now. Enzo Deligny running in third, cannot be champion, but he can certainly end on a high note. Looks like he's going to be best of the rest behind the three protagonists. Deligny chops across on Nakamura-Berta. But Fia Nakamura-Berta knows he's got to finish in second place, so he's got to pass Deligny, and then he's got to catch and pass Evan Giltaire. Here he goes. Nakamura-Berta goes for the move, and he's into third. So it really is tenterhooks now for Fia Nakamura-Berta, running in third position. An absolutely astonishing charge forward. But the man he's got to try and catch and beat for the championship title is his teammate Alex Powell, as Walter gets past Enzo Deligny, and now Tarpanen is going to line up a move of his own. Great racing. It was always going to be thus in the FIA Karting European Championship final as Tarpanen goes wheel to wheel with Orlov. Careful guys, give each other space, and they have. Down the main straight, Powell, Giltaire, Nakamura-Berta, Walter, Deligny, Tarpanen, Orlov, Kuman. Oh my goodness. What a battle. And it's still going. Tarpanen bangs wheels with Deligny. Orlov may have got a chance to get in the inside there as Alex Powell opens up the taps. A 47.821. And I'm sure the Mercedes F1 team are going to be watching closely and cheering their Jamaican sensation home. He leads by 1.3 to Giltaire. Nakamura-Berta now has 1 point less than Joe Turney. If he can get past Evan Giltaire, he'll become European champion himself. But if Nakamura-Berta stays third, he'll miss it by 2 points, with Alex Powell seemingly going to win it if it stays like this. 15 laps to go. This is like Hamilton and Massa all over again as Fia Nakamura-Berta battles his way forward. Desperately trying to close in on the Frenchman Evan Giltaire, but Giltaire is brilliant when he's on his own, and he's got great pace. The top three karts are all Kart Republics. They may be in different colour schemes, but they're all in the same awning. As Joe Turney may just have to concede defeat here. He currently runs down in 30th place. He's done the best he can, but it looks like the proverbial bridesmaid is going to have to wait to catch the marriage bouquet again. So Alex Powell, Evan Giltaire and Fia Nakamura-Berta are your top three. Alex Powell in European Championship winning position, unless Evan Giltaire is caught by Fia Nakamura-Berta. But he's got 0.8 of a second to make up and 14 laps to do it. Sounds achievable, but Nakamura-Berta is going to be pushing it like crazy in the same vein as Evan Giltaire. Giltaire wants to bow out of the European Championship on the podium. But Alex Powell of Jamaica could become European champion. The only man now standing in his way is Fia Nakamura-Berta in third place. If he can get into second, it goes to Japan rather than to Jamaica. My goodness. You couldn't have asked for a more exciting finish to the European Championship than the carnage we had in OK Junior and the nail-biting tension that we now have in OK Senior. Fia Nakamura-Berta has half a second to make up now on Evan Giltaire. He'll never have been more determined to get past anybody. If he passes Giltaire, he'll become European champion. But Alex Powell is so close to it himself. Who is going to get this? Nakamura-Berta bangs in the fastest lap, racing under a British license, but very much for the pride of Japan and Slovakia. Fia Nakamura-Berta pushing on, desperately trying to get through on Evan Giltaire. The gap is only 4/10 to make up now. Nakamura-Berta's in his rhythm. He can't afford to rush this, but Alex Powell is powerless to do anything except run from the front and command the race. Is he about to become the next Felipe Massa in the sense of so close and yet so far? Hopefully Powell will have the opportunity to win the final but it comes down to Nakamura-Berta on track as to who's going to become European champion. He's giving it everything. He's taking it one lap at a time. We're past half distance. 12 laps done, 12 to go. Another fastest lap from Nakamura-Berta. And everybody in Japan, Slovakia, and at the Alpine Academy are going to be jumping up and down on stools, chairs, tables and benches, desperately willing their man on to get past Evan Giltaire to become European champion. It's so close. It comes down to the last 12 laps of the season. Joe Turney is doing everything he can, but it's unlikely he can get himself back into the points now. He's in 29th, a long way from the front. We need something pretty dramatic to happen now to get him back into the fight. But Kian Nakamura-Berta is trying to write his own destiny. Can he close up on Evan Giltaire? Alex Powell is pulling away. Giltaire's pace is dropping. Powell sets a new fastest lap, but it could mean nothing if Nakamura-Berta gets past Giltaire anyway. So tight, so close. And Nakamura-Berta still digging deep, still trying to find every bit of pace he can. Giltaire is giving it maximum thrust. Back straight. Alex Powell leading the way. Looks like he can hold on for the victory from here. But will he be champion? It'll be the biggest steal since the great train robbery if he can make it happen. But Kian Nakamura-Berta is fighting to become champion. Meanwhile, we've got Deligny, Tarbin and Kuman, Orlov, Morgado and Agozzi falling back behind as Zach David runs in front of Harley Keeble, Thomas Stolchamanis, Oscar Pedersen and Luigi Coluccio. There is Joe Turney. So near, but so far, it looks as though he's going to have to settle for best of the rest again. What an unfortunate end to the season for Joe Turney. 2 wins this year in Portugal and Spain, and yet ever since Kristianstad, the star has faded. But this man has risen to a crescendo. Can Kian Nakamura-Berta get the move on Evan Giltaire? He's going to fight tooth and nail to get past him, and this is not going to be a conservative effort from Nakamura-Berta. This is going to be relentless for the last 9 laps of the season. He's got plenty of time. Don't rush it, Kian. Looking for his opportunity to get past Evan Giltaire. Still just Dedeker, Babichkova and Modenese out of the race. A much cleaner race than we've seen previously. But what an astonishing end to the season. What an unbelievable battle to the flag. Can Evan Giltaire sustain the pressure from Kian Nakamura-Berta, who could launch up the inside at any moment? I think he's going to get his first chance at the end of the back straight. Alex Powell continues to lead. Evan Giltaire second. What about Nakamura-Berta? He's not close enough yet. Oh, this is for the championship. Nakamura-Berta hunting down Evan Giltaire. David Walter is in the background ready to pounce. But can Alex Powell win the European Championship, or will it go the way of the man currently in third? If Kian Nakamura-Berta gets into second, he'll become European champion. 8 laps remain. Plenty of time. Don't rush this. If you're getting too hot, you're getting too excited, things can go wrong. Just take your time. Make it look like any other overtake as David Walter sets the fastest lap of the race, closing in on both of them. And Walter would dearly love to get an okay podium to finish up his season. If he catches them first and gets past Nakamura-Berta, then it's heartbreak for Japan, but sensation for Jamaica. 2 nations that have never won the senior OK European Karting Championship are now the 2 favourite nations to get the job done. Japan for Nakamura-Berta, Jamaica for Alex Powell. Alex Powell just needs to keep going here. He has opened up the gap again. Another fastest lap from the Jamaican. 47.455 for young Alex Powell. I'm sure that Father John is in bits on the sidelines, knowing that this could become a fairy tale to end all fairy tales. And I'm sure everybody watching back home in Jamaica, in Trinidad and Tobago, and across the Caribbean will be absolutely ecstatic for him. But is Kian Nakamura-Berta about to upset the party? They're running out of time. 6 laps to go for Alex Powell. 47.452. He set another fastest lap, 0.003 of a second quicker. No wonder Mercedes snapped him up to their junior program, making him the youngest man ever to be snapped up by an F1 junior program. He is world class, he is sensational, and he's just continuing to build on it. Every single lap, he's in the car. But Fia Nakamura-Berta may be about to upset the party. Evan Giltaire still in second place, but they're matching each other for lap times here. A 47.6 for Giltaire, a 47.6 for Nakamura-Berta. There's nothing between them. But Alex Powell is dominating out in front. He's checking out. He's going to do the best he can to seal this deal his way. But Giltaire is being reeled in by Nakamura-Berta. 5 laps to go. Take your time. Look after the tyres. The driver that wins the European Championship is going to be the one that's looked after their tyres for 23 laps. Ready to go for it on the final lap. This is so tense. Fia Nakamura-Berta right in behind Evan Giltaire. The Japanese driver shadowing the Frenchman's every move. And David Walter catching both of them. Nakamura-Berta's got to hurry up here, because if the Danish driver catches him and makes a move and gets through, then it's game over. He'll never make up enough points. He'll never make up the momentum. Tuukka Tarppanen in front of Nicolas Coman. It's been a brave effort from these two. The reigning world champion in a good position. Nicolas Coman, the home sensation, so nearly got the chance to win on home soil. It's not over yet, of course, but he is running out of time. 4 laps to go, and Giltaire is still pushing like crazy. A 47.6 for Giltaire, a 47.7 for Nakamura-Berta. Don't give up, Kian, keep going. It's not over yet. This is absolutely nail-biting. This is absolutely astonishing. And we are going to have a very, very tough race. Wow, this is just down to the wire as Nakamura-Berta hunts Evan Giltaire down. But the gap is still 0.3 of a second. Nakamura-Berta is going to have to try something magic in the last 3 laps. Alex Powell pulling away. This could be an absolute fairy tale for Alex Powell. Nakamura-Berta, though, is hunting down Giltaire with 3 laps to go. Has he been looking after the tyres well enough behind the Frenchman? Can he make the move? Will Giltaire give him enough space? Will he have the pace to hold it in the last 2 laps? This is absolutely edge of your seat stuff. Fia Nakamura-Berta still hunting to get past Evan Giltaire as Joel Bergström pops up with the fastest lap of the race, a 47.3 for the Swede. Brilliant work. And the Forza Racing driver still showing. Oh, Evan Giltaire is moving over. He's letting Fia Nakamura-Berta go. He's giving him the lead of the battle for the championship. Evan Giltaire moves over and lets Fia Nakamura-Berta go. Oh my goodness. That looks pre-arranged to me. Has Evan Giltaire just moved over and given Fia Nakamura-Berta the European Championship title by 2 points? Oh my goodness! Evan Giltaire moves over, lets Fia Nakamura-Berta go, and to a certain degree, we may never know if Nakamura-Berta would have caught and passed Giltaire in a fair fight, because Giltaire makes it happen for himself. So Alex Powell is going to win the race, but Nakamura-Berta surely is now going to win the title. Heartbreak for Alex Powell, but Evan Giltaire elects to give the championship and the second position to Fia Nakamura-Berta. Well, Alex Powell and the Jamaican home fans will be devastated, absolutely heartbroken. But a victory will give him second in the championship regardless. And what a season it's been for Alex Powell. But the championship has been handed to Fia Nakamura-Berta as Evan Giltaire waves his stablemate home and lets him have it. Alex Powell looks back, he bangs his hand on his steering wheel. He can't believe it. He knows that Fia Nakamura-Berta's got ahead. He's done everything he can. Alex Powell wins the race, a hero's effort, but it's Fia Nakamura-Berta who becomes European champion in the most unbelievable circumstances possible. And he has got so much to thank Evan Giltaire for. I have a feeling that Evan Giltaire is going to get the best Christmas present in history, because Fia Nakamura-Berta almost lost the European Championship there, and now it's his. Alex Powell dominates the race, and you've got to feel for him. He did such a good job. He can't believe it. So close, so close. But Alex Powell just misses out on the European Championship as Deligny and Nakamura-Berta seals it with a bit of help from his friends. Wow, what a way to end it. Absolute tension and drama to the last. And Deligny and Nakamura-Berta ends up the European champion. Joe Turney so close. But it's Alex Powell who wins from Deligny and Nakamura-Berta in second, but he's the champion. Evan Giltaire from David Walter, Enzo Deligny and Tuka Tarpanen, Nicolo Kuman and Maxim Orlov from James Zagotzi and Matthias Mogato, Thomas Stolchamanis and Zachary David from Oscar Pedersen, Matthias Ferreira, Christian Bratuka and Rashid Al-Daheri from Albin Studesen and Harley Keeble. 19th place goes the way of Olin Galli from Lucas Samalisto and Freddie Slater. Joel Bergstrom makes up 12 places in the end. Then Yakshi Bora made up 10. Ian Eichmans, Joe Turney, so close. Emily Koivisto from Eliska Babichkova, Karol Pazovic, Artur Rojo.